Hi, welcome back. Now we are in a juncture where we have seen the basic text formulas and it is important to understand the most useful text formulas as well. And we'll start right away with Concat. And what is this Concat? The name seems a little different, right? Let's imagine you have a text information or numerical information in two different cells or more than two different cells. For some reason, you want to attach them together, just like your glue or Fevicol or Fevistick, whatever, right? So you can bring two different elements together just by attaching them. That is what Concat does. And this is moreover like our marriage attorney, right? So if we have two different cells, if you apply Concat on both of that cells together, then it would get attached like this, right? So the converted text or the joint text will look like this as a sentence, right? Something to be more meaningful. The syntax of the formula requires you to give multiple text inputs. So equal to concat, text1, text2 and text3, and then close the brackets, like at least one mandatory input, just like our sum formula or something. And if you apply concat on a data set like this, so let's say equal to concat, A2, then C2, then D2, 3 cells, and let's see what happens. And the final output would look like this. Apple, Amazon, Cash, right? Doesn't look meaningful though, but it would attach them together. That's the purpose of Concat. It just brings them together, right? So let's go and apply Concat in real time and understand this a little bit better. I'm in the same practice file, but I'm in my Concat and TextJoin sheet. Please navigate to that place. And let's start with Concat formula. Concat is the newer name of the formula. Imagine you have a nickname to you or your name has been refurbished after 25-30 years, long time, right? It is the same thing with Concat formula, but if you start typing CONCAT, you will find two formulas coming as an output or in recommendation, right? Which is concat and concatenate. So the concatenate is the older version of the formula name. There is no difference in how both formulas functions. It's just a revision in the name, right? So Microsoft officially renamed concatenate to concat very recently. So that's why we have two formulas. You need not be confused. But yeah, let's move forward anyways. Concat, open the brackets, and I'm trying to attach my dress type, the size, and the brand name into just one sentence. For some reason, right? So I'm going to select my shirt, comma, the size, comma, the brand name, then close the brackets and enter. So now we have shirt L Louis Vuitton. Since Louis and Vuitton had a space in between, that also is there. So Excel doesn't remove anything, it doesn't alter the data, it simply gets us the combined data, right? I can simply copy this for other data rows and then probably you'd get this output. And you might now wonder, what is the actual use case then, right? It doesn't look meaningful, it doesn't look great, and where would I use such data in the future, right? So let's imagine this situation. The same practice file, if you just scroll down, you will find another question for Concat. And this question is about attach all three dress type, the size of the dress, and then the brand information of the dress as well. But whenever you attach these three different pieces, ensure you have an hyphen in between so that it distinguishes different data sets. So I'm going to do that. Equal to Concat, open the brackets. The first input is my shirt, right? So I'm going to select the dress type, comma, but before I would choose the dress size, I would include double quotes, hyphen, double quotes, comma, then the dress size, comma. Now once again, double quotes, hyphen, double quotes, comma, and then the brand name. Now close the brackets and press enter. And this time I manually chose the hyphen as in symbol should come in between the dress type and the dress size, and then another hyphen should come in between the dress size and the brand name. This is because I chose it, right? So I am limiting or I am separating the data sets with something in common. So this is called delimiter. The technical name might sound a little tricky, but just get used to it, which is delimiter, right? So that's about concat or concatenate, and you'd get the same output just by using concatenate as well. So now let's move to the next formula, TextJoin. TextJoin is also an marriage attorney, which kind of adds different text or different information together. It pieces information together, and this is an upgraded version of Concat formula. So this is a text 1, 2, 3. All three of that would get combined together. But one difference in the syntax, right? The TextJoin formula first asks for delimiter. Should it ignore empty cells in between or not? Then the text 1, text 2, text 3. But there are 2 additional inputs in this formula. So let's understand why that formula is needed first of all. So if you have this data set and you want to add something, let's say you want to add Apple, the price information, and then the vendor information. And if I use hyphen as my delimiter, and if I tell Excel, ignore the empty cells in between, Excel would go and select the A2 cell, then the C2 cell, then the D2 cell. Then when it merges, it includes that hyphen automatically. I need not manually include it. In case of an Concat formula, we did that manually. But here with TextJoin, you need not do that every single time. Even if you had 100 columns together, then you need not add this hyphen for 100 times, right? Or 99 times. It kind of does it automatically. That's the beauty of TextJoin. Another important advantage of TextJoin is this ignoring empty cells. This is something we'll be able to realize when we do this in real time. So let's get to our practice file. So I'm in the same practice file and I'm in the same sheet, Concat and TextJoin. Please get there. So equal to TextJoin, open the brackets, the first input, delimiter, right? So this delimiter can be anything. I could use hyphen, I can use space there, or I can use a name there, or I can do anything. So in this case, we are using address type. So you're trying to use equal to as in delimiter in between. So let's say double quotes equal to double quotes. That's my delimiter, comma, ignore empty cells. Yes, I'm going to choose true now before we see why that is needed, comma. Now the text input, right? So the text 1 is my dress type. Then the text 2 is my dress size. Then the text 3 is my brand name. Close the brackets and enter. So now we have equal to in between. But let's suppose I go to this dress size and imagine the cell is empty. So let's delete that and see what happens. So the shirt and Louis Vuitton automatically got combined with just one delimiter in between. But if I go to my concatenate formula and if I just remove this empty cell in between, right, then I would get 2 hyphen there, right? So the delimiter is manual here. It doesn't understand whether that cell in between or whatever we chose is empty, but TextJoin understands it, right? So this choice is absolutely once again to you, whether you want to do it or not. However, the option exists. You can probably use that. So now let me copy this formula and paste the same. All the data gets attached or gets stitched using equal to in between. So that's the use case of Concat and TextJoin. TextJoin seems to be much of a better option if you're using latest version of Excel. I think this is available only after 2016 version of Excel. Definitely available in the latest versions. But if you're using previous versions of Excel, TextJoin might not be available in your Windows system or Mac system. So sorry about that, but you can use Concat anyways. I hope you'll be practicing this and I'll see you in the next video.